how's it going and welcome to the Try Time podcast. Stay tuned for your weekly dose of rugby league chatter, discussing what's happening in the world of rugby league.
Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Try Time podcast. I'm Matt.
And I'm Callum.
And this week we are back with the Super League and back with our predictions for the 2020 season.
Yeah, we're going to just go through this. Well, we're going to go through every Super League team and tell you where we've ranked them, and then we're going to overview it at the end, so you can see sort of our rough table, we're going to justify it.
League leaders, top 5, who's potentially going down. Yeah. Hopefully not your club, or if it is, hopefully we're wrong for your sake.
Yeah, true. And then we're going to say who we think is going to be the top try scorer at the end, and then we're going to go on with
a couple of other things like that. Maybe a few early runners for Man of Steel, but
and then we're going to get on to a bit of trivia.
So we can once again prove that Callum forgets the most obvious names. While I put Gareth Rayner out of somewhere. Who knows?
Right. So first team.
That'll be, I believe, Castleford.
We're going to get this alphabetically wrong.
We're going to forget someone, aren't we?
Yeah, right, Castleford. I'm getting my note up with my full list. So Castleford, right. I'll let you start off where you've got Castleford.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to talk a bit about them, and then I'll do their position.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So, for Castleford, we kind of discussed a bit about their recruitment in the transfers episode in the transfer special a couple of episodes ago. Right, there we go. That's a very difficult sentence to say. So, we won't go too much into the recruitment side of things. Obviously, again, continuity with the coach. They've had a good playing style for a number of seasons now, really since 2017. I think they will do all right this year. They've got a good set of halves, which is key. The pack still looks fairly decent. And they're not too bad in the back five, so...
No, they're kind of like that consistent team. They've had a sort of roughly consistent team for a couple of years since, obviously, that team in 2017 that did really well.
Thanks, Zach.
But they've sort of the same forward pack, so you've got your Massey, your Millington, your Oliver Holmes, the stuff about him in news, but we'll just ignore that and think that it's all rumour.
Yeah.
So,
how old is Millington these days?
I don't think he's that old.
I feel like
Look it up, get it googled and I'll speak about it.
Right, go on, where have you got him?
So I've actually got Cass just missing out on the top 5, and I mean just this is going to come to the last game of the season.
He's 33.
33.
I thought he was older than that. Fair play.
Going to come 6th in my mind. I think they'll run it close, but I just think there's certain teams above them that I think might just pip them to it, but I could be wrong. I don't know. It's really close. Honestly, I think it's a really hard top 5.
Speaking of really close, I've got them just in 5th.
Yeah.
That being said, I do fancy them to potentially get through to a semi-final this year. I don't think they'll be first out of the playoffs. Now, we're not going to go through a whole playoff structure and all that based on our predictions because they could so easily be wrong. We'll probably do a more playoff-themed video when we've got a week or two left of the season. But
even when we know who's going to be in it, that's going to be we're going to be able to do it then. We'll sell you who we maybe think is going to win grand final at the end.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see how we feel.
We'll see how it goes.
So yeah, I've got them 5th. You're saying 6th.
6th, yeah. So close.
Close,
yeah. Catalan.
Oh, good. You remembered who comes next.
Catalan, yeah. Catalan. Probably easiest two to alphabetically get is this first two. So Catalan.
It always comes down to the same question with Catalan. How well are they going to play outside of France?
Yeah.
They're a decent squad.
Yeah.
If they play well.
Really, James Maloney, really good signing. We've already spoke about that as a signing.
I mean, I think it's probably worth mentioning him again just because of how crucial he's going to be.
Yeah.
No Tony Gigo this year, which
they could
love him or hate him, I think they will get a few less penalties without him.
Yeah. I don't know, I feel like they've always, over the last few years, they've always looked at some point in the season they could do this.
They won the Challenge Cup. They beat St Helens the other year. Bolton playing fantastic rugby.
Yeah.
If they could do that for a full season, they'd be genuinely top 4 challengers.
Top 4, top 5, definitely. But I think they're just going to be the usual sort of drop off. They're not going to be in trouble. There's no way they're going to be in trouble. Where have you got them?
I've gone 7th.
I've gone 8th. So
again, very close.
Around same sort of positions.
It'll be interesting to see if there's anywhere we've massively differed on these.
I think there will be. I have a feeling there could be.
You think there will be?
I think there's one team in particular where I think you'll put them a lot lower than I will. And then there's a team that probably you've put higher. Yeah, there is.
Fair enough.
Well, but other than that, I think we're going to be fairly similar, which tells you a lot, sort of.
Okay, come on, Captain Alphabet, what's next?
I'm just going to look down. It's one of the H's. It's Huddersfield.
It is Huddersfield. Well.
Have you actually got a list of alphabetical, or you
Yes.
just... Alright. Huddersfield. Go on, I'll let you start on Huddersfield.
Okay, so Huddersfield struggled at times last season. It's difficult to make heads or tails of their recruitment, because on the one hand, Aidan Seas is a fantastic acquisition from Canberra.
Yeah.
Glad I got that one right.
Makes a change.
NRL Grand Finalist, of course, last year.
Yeah.
So that's a big appointment. I assume they'll be putting Ashton Golding in at number 1.
I can't see why
I
not.
can't see why else. I mean, who was the starting fullback last year? Was it?
Oh, now you're asking.
It was either. Is it still Scott? No, he went to Halifax, didn't he?
Griggs was at Halifax.
Wait, Darnell McIntosh last year.
Yeah, you're right. You are right with that one, actually. I'll give you that. I knew it was no one that actually had the number 1 shirt. I knew it was McIntosh sort of who'd come in. Probably Gaskell might have played a bit there for him, just like
Potentially seems.
They've never nailed down a fullback, but I think McIntosh has a place more on the wing rather than fullback.
Yeah,
and then
I think
Golding at
fullback will give him a bit more.
So I actually think they've got a decent depth. I think they've got a good bunch of young players coming through as well. One player I do really like is Matty English forward. He's played quite a bit in Super League now, past year or two. Coming up, I think he could have a big season this year and sort of stake his claim in the league. I think
I still think they're a bit too young and lack a lot. For me, if they lose Aidan Caesar, which, I mean, hopefully he doesn't suffer anything long term.
No, but I think he could.
But we have had a history of Aussie imports occasionally coming in, getting long term injuries. I mean, look at even Warrington without Blake Austin weren't as creative. And Warrington's backup halfbacks like Patton and Ratchford are a lot.
I like seasoned Super League players.
They are better than what Huddersfield's backup is, which is, I assume, Lee Gaskell and I can't think who they're throwing
they
at
must
scrum
still
half now.
They still have ranking. I don't want to really say, that's like way wrong, but like
I thought just got rid of him now. This says it all. I don't even know who their backup halves
I think
are.
it's a lot. I think Huddersfield's a very mysterious team where you won't hear a lot about them in season. Like I said that in the thing I said, that's why it's good for Golding. It's not a big market team. They'll fly under the radar, but I'm interested to see where you've got them actually.
Golding, McGilvray, Caesar are going to have big seasons potentially if they're to do well, but ultimately I'd put them 10th.
10th. So this is the team I think we will have different, because I believe in Huddersfield this year. And I actually think they're going to do well. I think they're going to shock people, but they're going to have that young spirit.
How high up is this going?
Huddersfield, I think,
Don't
are going to
tell
finish
me you put them in the top 5.
7th. Not going to really.
That's maybe doable. To be
they're
fair,
not going to push. They're going to. I think at one point in the season they are going to be top 5 mid-season, going into like your Magic weekend. They're going to be
round 1 if they win. But
they're going to be like. I think they're going to be 4th, 5th. They're going to be one of them teams that really shocks them. A bit like Salford last year, but I think they'll slowly drop off towards the end, but they'll still keep that 7th. And I think a team like Huddersfield.
So is Caesar going to be their Jackson Hastings?
In a way, I can see that thing, but I just think because of the youngness, lack of experience, maybe
the youngness, the youth in that squad.
Yeah, right. We're going to drop off that little bit, but I think they'll sort of maybe even get like a bit of a cup run going. I think that's good for us. I think the signs are looking good. I think they've passed that sort of period that they might have had like 1 or 2 years where they could have got relegated. They've sort of
I think they're still in that. Personally.
Yeah, that's what you think. Well,
don't forget they've lost Leeming and Mellor. I don't see who's replacing
and Ikafio as well.
He's gone to Salford. I mean, we say we're not dwelling on transfer business. For me, they are people that they've not replaced.
I can see that. I think. Well, do you think they'll be in that? Do you think that bottom? Like you've got them 10th. So there's 2 teams you've got below them.
For me, I think there's a real gulf. The top 6 are going to be separate. Then we've got
your middle
7th and 8th. I think are very interchangeable. I think 9th will be in a bit of a position on their own, and I fancy Huddersfield in 10th to maybe be 2 to 4 points clear of what I think is going to be the real relegation scrap at the bottom.
Yeah, which I think I know which 2 teams.
Depending on injuries, they could easily fall into that, or a surprise package from one of the 2 I've got below them.
Yeah.
Because if one of them gets that rub of the green result like London against Saints last year, there's potential that throws Huddersfield right back into it.
Well, see, I see it a bit different. I see Huddersfield just having that. But I guess we'll see
I think we've probably talked about Huddersfield to death now.
Yeah, we definitely have. So who's next? Right, Hull FC.
I'm glad you got the right one there. That would have been embarrassing.
Yeah, Hull FC. I'll start this off. I think good transfer business. I think they've replaced. I mean, it's going to be hard. It's always going to be hard for them to replace. You know, your
They're giving it a good go.
Westerman, Minicello, Sika Manu Mara. I really think is a good sign. I think he'll rip it up. Me personally,
had a great season last year for Parramatta as they've consolidated their position in the top half of the NRL.
You've got Fanua as well.
Yep.
I love that. So I love that sort of re-signing. He's back. A bit of a personality as well around the league.
Definitely puts a bit more feel-good factor in Hull. The question is, how many rounds is it going to be before they all call for Lee Radford's head and end up winning him again by season end?
They get injured. They've got a young. Again, they've got a good young sort of bright bunch of players coming through.
Probably not as raw as Huddersfield's.
No,
bit
probably
more
not.
Experience.
Bit more experience. I know it. I just think.
Gareth Ellis for another season.
If they need him, probably.
I think he has actually re-signed, you know.
It wouldn't surprise me. I think that's good though, because he's almost like that player manager. He's coaching players. He might give you sort of half an hour.
Do you reckon he's going to be the guy that eventually replaces Lee Radford? On a complete tangent here.
No.
I
don't know.
I could see that happening because, I mean, let's face it, they're not getting rid of him, are they? However had the both tried to part from each other.
I also feel like if you're going to get rid of an ex-player as a manager, you're not going to replace him with another ex-player. You're going to go for like
a Cunningham for Holbrook sort of stuff.
That sort of thing. I don't feel like you've made the mistake. I think it's almost like one of them things where you're not going to go for the same type of manager where it's an ex-player, you're going for him for that reason. I could see him as like an assistant, potentially. Yeah. I could definitely see that. I definitely think
a bit like you don't sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to get Ashley Young.
No, exactly.
Because Ashley Young's Man United club legend and all that. Wrong sport, anyway. So, back to Hull FC.
Yeah, I think there's not too much to say about Hull. I just think they're going to be good. I've got them fourth.
That's interesting because I hate predicting Hull FC.
Because they're up and down.
Because they're going to be the best team in the league, then they're going to get 15 injuries and be playing some kid they've pulled off at street half an hour ago. Won't be long before homeless Hank's pulling on number 10 shirt and shoving him at prop forward. But on the day they are good and they've got the Challenge Cup titles to show for it. They've got the semi-final a few years back. And I ultimately think they'll finish fourth.
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same. Again, this is they're right in that mixture of they could easily finish sixth.
They could easily finish eighth.
They could easily finish even lower, to be honest. If they have another torrid injury season, I won't be surprised to see them fall away from the top six and into this 7th and 8th scrap.
But I could also see them this year. I think they can't keep getting injuries. No. I think fourth is a good season for them. Yeah. And maybe another cup challenge.
Fourth and potentially getting through the first knockout rounds would be a good
well, yeah, because you've got the 4th and 5th playoffs, so if they finish fourth, they will have that at home, and I think they are good at home.
I think they would ultimately get beaten by Castleford if this was my final.
Because you've got Castleford at 5th, haven't you?
You've obviously got someone different.
Yeah, because I've got Castleford at 6th. So yeah, we're going to get on to obviously that.
So we'll move off Hull FC and on to their noisy neighbours, Hull Kingston Rovers.
Interesting one.
Lots of new players.
I think I've got a lot to say about this one, actually.
I mean, we won't go into too much. Lots of new players. It's going to take a bit of time for them to gel. There's a question, have they gone for the best players they could get, or have they gone for the most players they could get? They've seen Hull FC struggle. It's not necessarily a bad tactic to ensure you've got players ready to step up. But are they the right players?
I think
Sean Kenny-Dowell, for me, is their marquee player. Yeah. There's no doubt in that. And whether they get a full season out of him or not could be crucial to their performance this year.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And I think it's not a case of quality over quantity. I think you've got the it's quantity over quantity. I messed that statement up, mate.
But you did worse than I did at the start.
It's not like I don't think they've gone fully quantity over quality. I think they have the quality there, but I think the way this team is going to work and the players have signed, I think it's going to work on like more of a too much not the same, not consistent team. And I think you've got a player like I'll say we were speaking about this on Wayne, weren't we? I think you've got a player like who they've signed from Championship, like you got Ethan Ryan.
Straight back to the Bulls players.
No, I'm not even going to mention the word Bradford. I just know these sort of players, Minchella, especially Minchella and Ethan Ryan. I think you could start them players and they would do really well for you. And you could say to them at start, "You're my starting winger. You're my starting sort. You're going to be a utility forward. You're in my team." But looking at like the squad numbers for OKR. They haven't, and I think that they're going to struggle to just be like, mid-season, Sean Kenny-Dowell's got an injury. Ethan Ryan, do you fancy playing this weekend? And he's not going to be up for it as much. And I think, I am going to speak about Bradford actually. Speaking from experience, we have had too big of a squad before.
Can we just point out even his mum complains that he talks too much about Bradford?
So
that's the point of that now. And here he goes again.
Because I know from experience that having too big of a squad can actually hinder you because it's just too much chopping and changing. But I think they have signed some good players. But
where have you got them for all the good players?
12th, bottom of the league to be
relegated. You think they're going down?
I think they're going down, personally. I think it's going to be close, but I just think they're going to go down.
Yeah, for me, I don't think they're going to be a million miles away, even if they do have a bad season. Hull KR have a real fighting spirit. They've got decent coaches now. I fancy them to do better than bottom.
Yeah, where have you got them?
11th.
Oh.
It's better than bottom. I wasn't lying about that one. I do think it's going to be tough, largely because of the squad turnover, and I don't necessarily think Kenny Dowell will do a full season without getting a major layoff.
Yeah.
And I think that's where there potentially is a question mark over the depth. But saying that, he's still a quality player. There's still elements of quality in that squad.
Yeah,
and
it's good. I think it'll take time.
They've got fighting spirit.
Yeah,
you know, if you expect them to go away to Hull FC, they might have a squad on paper that's completely outclassed, but they'll
battle
fight
for it.
Now, okay, it could go like Magic Weekend and Hull FC could absolutely batter them.
Yeah.
Or it could go like the back end of last season and Hull KR come out with winning by a good 18 points or so. You just never know with that game.
Yeah.
We was hoping to get to that game, but somebody's decided to go on holiday instead.
No, well, I already had the holiday booked before you messaged me saying let's go to Hull Derby on a Friday night.
I mean, we've got to think of some good games to go. Yeah, because he's also too much of a wimp to drive over M62 on a Friday.
We'll get to an Old Derby this season, I promise you.
All right, deal.
It's going to be at
Craven Park.
Oh God, I'm not.
We've not even got him at Magic Weekend, have you? Because we've got him.
Oh, right, scrap that.
So we're off to Craven Park this year. So we'll see you then.
I'll see you there. Don't rob us, please.
Do you know what? Who's the one that slagged Hull KR off every episode? I'm feeling pretty safe actually now because it's going to attack you.
Right, let's get on. Right, come on. Who's next? Let's try and work me off a bit. I would imagine it's Leeds.
It is Leeds. Now I've got a lot to say, so I'm going to let you go first.
So for me, Leeds, I actually think they've recruited well. I think Pryor will be a good signing. If he settles in, he'll be good.
We'll see how well he gets on at the time of recording this tomorrow up against this. We've wheeled out some team called Bradford to play against. I think we've plucked them out of amateur leagues, to be honest.
I mean, when you're hearing this, it's going to be about 2 weeks ago when...
Yeah, it is, and we're probably going to have won 80-0 looking at the team sheets, but...
probably. But I think...
Burrow to score a hat-trick.
Yeah, I'll clap it if it happens, you know what I mean? I think...
Good on you.
But I think it'll be like... I just think Leeds are just going to be good, and I think we're going to see old Leeds where it's like... They'll lose some games stupidly by like a mad amount of points, but they'll just always...
God, we won't have someone kick a drop goal and we'll lose it in 79th minute because it was only Brad Dwyer can kick him on the bench or something.
But I just think they'll grind. I think we'll just go back to that sort of grinding Leeds team where they'll finish... I think they'll finish sort of like... I'll tell you where I think they'll finish 5th. So I think they're going to just beat Castor.
I hope so. I'd love to beat Castor as well.
And I think that's going to be from... like players like Hanley and Newman who are going to like I see them as solid Super League players now, whereas I think if we had the prediction last year we'd have been like, oh well, Newman might not settle quite into Super League.
If we had this prediction last year, I didn't think Newman would even get a run of games.
Well, the Watkins situation has caused that, hasn't it, essentially? Yeah,
and I don't want to say Callum Watkins leaving the club has been good for
It's a blessing in disguise.
Because he was a quality player and he did a lot for the club and he was very unfairly treated by sections of the fans.
I think it's whenever it's like, it's time for it. He needed a change.
In order for the next brilliant young prospect to get in the team, somebody's got to go.
Yeah, and that was Harry Newman coming in and Watkins going.
Yeah,
essentially.
I think he did... It maybe in the circumstances was the right time to go.
Also, I think very underrated signings. Alex Mellor and Cruz Lehman from Huddersfield, both great signings. I think they've also two players who have established themselves in Super League, and
Mellor
they needed that
debut
step.
against Bradford. Leeming, I think, will still miss out on that one, so we're yet to see his first appearance.
But I think we know he's good. We know he's good.
Hopefully, it'll be against Feb in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, probably.
That might have been a week ago by the time you hear it. It might have been yesterday if this still goes up on a Saturday. Who knows? Feb on the 24th. I'll say that way.
Well, this is going out on the Saturday the 25th. This episode.
All right, yesterday.
Even though we are recording it on the 11th.
Yeah.
So we're 2 weeks out.
We are. Anyway, on to my opinions of Leeds quickly. I agree the halves have got a lot better. I think if we're in a position where Richie Myler is our backup, that's not a bad place to be because there are plenty of worse halfbacks in the league.
Oh, he would walk into a couple of teams.
Yeah, definitely.
He'd start for OKR.
I just think the problem is him and Louis. To be fair, him and Louis weren't bad. Him and Lola Haya weren't a good combination together.
Yeah.
And I can't think who in the halves with the year before. Liam Sutcliffe, who I don't think is a halfback.
It'll still be Moon, won't it?
It could have been. Yeah, I think it might have been actually. Who
Moon
again,
and Sutcliffe.
better as a centre.
Yeah.
Both of them actually better as centres. In fact, arguably Sutcliffe better as a second rower even.
I thought you were going to say arguably Sutcliffe better as 18th man or something like that. Or like what? I thought that.
I'm not that harsh to Liam Sutcliffe.
Nah, I do.
He's not a Hollywood player, but he's a decent guy to have around the squad because he'll cover where you need it.
Yeah, that sort of players you need to win a grand final. I'm not saying Leeds are going to win grand final.
He literally got us to a grand final other year with a brilliant try against Hull FC when South Stand were knocked down. That was a weird game. Yeah. Anyway, that's a complete irrelevant point. I've got Leeds 6.
So
they're in that battle again. The whole Castleford Leeds is going to be a really tight 3.
We've got Leeds and Cass the other way around then, haven't we?
To be fair, and this is the thing, if Hull have bad injuries, it could easily be Cass and Leeds going for 4th.
That's what I mean. That's why I think
if them two are playing for
the
home
top 3.
advantage.
I think the top 3 are more or less nailed on.
I mean, you want that game at Headingley just because it's a nicer ground.
Then where?
Cass.
Oh, hands down.
I mean, that's more. I mean, Castleford, if they get the new stadium, will be nice. I'm not just saying this because they're my club. Castle's new stadium, when it gets built, will be amazing.
Yeah, and I think that'll help.
That'll boost the club forward. Yeah.
So we've got Leeds 5th and 6th. So next team.
Moving on then.
I would assume it's Salford.
Yes.
Look at me, alphabet.
It's not Salford.
It is Salford.
It's St Helens.
No, it's not.
Saint SAI, Salford SAL.
You know why I haven't done that?
You've done it as ST, haven't you?
ST.
To be fair, there's probably a debate over that one, but we'll go Saints anyway.
Yeah, because it is ST. It's not.
It's short for something. It's Saint.
But you go on that Super League website and you tell me.
I don't care. It's still SAI.
Go on. You start talking about Salford then.
Right, well, St Helens, I think, are one of the best teams.
I'm looking on Super League website.
Well, I'm going on St Helens now, so we're rolling with it. I don't care what they say, it's a chance for me to prove you wrong as well, so I'm going to take it.
You're not wrong.
Whatever.
I mean, you are wrong.
I mean, I'm still... Either way, we're both
It's
right.
not St Helens with an A. I've never heard it.
It's a chance for me to imply that you're wrong, so I'm taking it.
Go on, start talking about St Helens then.
St Helens, best team in the competition last year.
Right.
No additions though. Could that be a problem? I'd argue potentially it's going to mean they're not as good as last year.
Look at why have they got the table like that?
What have they done? Right, this is very sidetracked now. He's just trying to show me a tip.
They've got it.
They've got it. No, even worse. They've got it just as Red Devils. Now, granted, they've alphabetised. Exactly. Saints SAI.
Yeah, but it's not Saint Helens.
It's still
Saints. So yeah, I'm happy.
Alright, we'll have it.
We've spent a whole 2 minutes
arguing about the spelling of St Helens. I don't care what it says on the badge.
Go on then. Give me St Helens.
So they've not made many signings. I think that will erode into the league they had last season. However,
I'd say
that continuity will not really cause them much issue over the course of
they've got
games.
they've got quality players, haven't they?
The quality's still there. They've not really lost anyone major either.
Not that I can think of. I mean,
probably the highest profile departure is Danny Richardson.
Yeah, and he wasn't getting a look in last season.
You know, you've still got your starting choice halves there.
You're just looking at. I'm just thinking about that back. I'm just thinking they have got the best set of backs going. Like that's so good.
I think there's a lot more threat to them this year.
You've got look at that. You're thinking Coote at fullback, then you've got Makinson, Percival, Naguama, Regan Grace, Farge,
It's hard
Lomax.
to argue with that.
That's the best back seven in the Super League. You can't argue
I think
with that.
positionally there are players better in certain places.
There's no team that's got
no
that.
team that's got a combined back.
I would
5 or 7
all 7 of them players.
that.
All 7 of them players walk into every single Super League team.
I'll have a think about where that could be wrong soon. Whilst you're talking about your bit on Saints.
Saying again, well, I've given my big, and then they've got Wormsley and Thompson, 2 at best props in the
So where
Super
have you
League.
put them?
Oh, they're second for me. They're not quite first. I think they'll take it steady.
They've got the best backs in Super League. They've got amazing props. The second best. That's what you've just said.
They 100% are the best team in Super League.
So why aren't they going to win?
They're not going to win it because they've got this culture now. I think at Saints where they're going to start blooding in some youngsters, and then they're going to take some games off. They might not. I think they're just going to think it's a marathon.
If you
not a
put
sprint.
Wigan top, they're also blooding a lot of youngsters without spoiling this. Okay, he hasn't.
But you can probably
say.
tell who's top now. But I think St Helens are going to do.
You've put Wakefield top. Knowing him, he's probably put Bradford top, and they're not even in bloody league.
Right. So yeah, I think I've
St
got
Helens
second.
to win the league leaders shield for the second year in a row.
I've got them second because I think they now realise league leaders doesn't mean anything.
But it don't matter, they can win them both. Besides, if they want to win a treble, they're going to have to win league leaders as well.
Yeah, they are. I see that. Yeah, but I think you can see where I'm coming from with the fact that I think they might take.
What, with Wakefield top?
No, not with Wakefield top. Sorry to any Wakefield fans out there.
Not as sorry as I'm going to have to be. Anyway, moving on to Salford, since you're so insistent there. Or the Red Devils, as Super League calls them. Last year's grand final runner-up. Are they going to be getting back to Old Trafford?
No.
No. I think we both agree on that one.
I just think they'll.
They've suffered, for me, the worst losses in all of Super League.
They've still
How
got
do
Chris
you
Wellham.
recover? They have got Chris Wellham, who we've proven last week is better than Mark Percival. So we talk about players that are better than some of the St Helens squad individually. There you go, Chris Wellham better than Mark Percival. I've said it.
No.
Yes.
No, but he's still walking to that team, even if Wellham can just play the other centre. You can't even
Wellham wouldn't.
the other
He
centre.
won't put Wellham over Nagama.
Yeah, obviously he wouldn't.
But if you were picking the best track, then you'd have Wellham and Nagama.
No, you wouldn't.
You would.
No, you wouldn't.
You would.
You're waffling, mate.
I'm not.
There's no team. You're thinking, right, think of Wigan.
Yeah.
Wigan's back 7.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you won. Who's their fullback?
I'm assuming you're going to put Zach over Escarret.
Yeah, Zach Hardacre. Would you rather have Lachlan Coote? Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Winger. You'd put either.
I'm not saying that as a combined unit, Saints haven't got the best one, but I'd pick and choose certain players.
Yeah,
out
but
of other
I
teams.
think, like, say Nguama would.
them.
I think every single one of them 7 would walk into every other team in Super League.
Oh yeah.
Like, in their position. So, like, Lomax would play in any team, I think. Because he's probably one of the best players in the league. But we'll get onto that with Man of Steel.
I don't think he'd get in Wigan's squad
Really?
over Jackson Hastings.
Yeah, but who's the other half?
Well,
Bevan
technically, if you're looking at squad numbers, you've got French at 6, Luluai at 7.
Yeah, but they're going to play Hastings at 7. Luluai's probably going to be a bench
Hooker.
hooker, really. Yeah, but I think an argument of Lomax over Bevan French is an argument to be had.
I don't think it's a winnable one, but you can argue it.
Lomax over Hardacre. You could possibly play him at fullback.
Yeah, but I'd have Coote over Hardacre.
Yeah, but exactly. So
And I'd have Coote over Lomax.
they'd all walk into the squad then, wouldn't they?
Coote probably would, yeah.
No, but, like,
There's a reason Coote was better than Hardacre at Britain, and it's not just because Hardacre likes to get distracted by a random line on the side.
Coote's the more well-rounded player.
Oh, 100%.
Like, definitely.
And he's the better player to have around your club.
Oh, 100%.
What's this got to do with Salford?
We're on about Salford, aren't we?
Yes.
You got sidetracked because you were on about Chris Wellham.
You mentioned Chris Wellham, and we're on about Salford have lost Hastings.
Right, Salford. I don't think they're going to be anywhere near as good as last year. They've lost some players. I think they're going to sort of fall back down to earth, if that's the right way of putting it.
I think it is.
You've got a bit to say on like Kevin Brown and Lola Hay and like that dynamic.
I don't think that's a good set of halves. I really don't.
Worst in Super League?
I won't go that far.
Who's the worst?
Depends who will care. Throw out, I guess.
Abdul and Braley. Potentially.
Maybe.
That's just too bit tough because like we said we're probably not going to see Keys at playing it.
No, I think they probably are going to be. Have they released the squad numbers yet, Hull KR?
Yeah, I was saying
Who
about.
have they actually got as 6
Should
and
I look
7?
now? Should I look?
You have a look while I talk through Lollahay and Brown and my issues.
Yeah.
My first thought is where's the creativity? Because as good as Kevin Brown was at Widnes, that was as a 6 with Mellor at 7.
Yeah.
And Joe Mellor wasn't a bad 7 at the time.
Well, he's now for Toronto, really, isn't he?
No, he's not. But now he's been out of Super League for so long, I think he's easily forgotten.
Yeah, he's definitely forgotten.
And I think his match sharpness probably isn't Super League anymore.
Well, we'll find out what we want in Super League.
Well, yeah, we will do. And as well, Kevin Brown, he's been out of the game a year, and he's had a very tough period at Warrington.
Yeah.
Combine this with Lollahay, who was the man who was expected to be the chief creator at Leeds, and it was one of the flattest teams I've ever watched play rugby. Did he score like one try, and it was against Wakefield on that day where it was absolutely
there were only
pelting it
one
down.
try. There were only one try in the whole game.
In the
and
game.
it like an interception or something.
An interception, and he barely had the legs to go the field. Now, I've heard a few rumours about Lollahay, and I don't want to say they're all gospel without knowing the facts, but apparently he had a particular attraction to a certain kebab shop in Leeds. Now, that will be many miles away in Salford, and maybe that will spur him on to be in a bit better condition for this season. However, is a man that's buckled under the pressure previously, and a man who's not played Super League in over 12 months, the answer to losing Jackson Hastings in a grand final setup? For me, it isn't. And that's why I've got Salford firmly locked in a battle with Catalan Dragons, and they are going to finish the season in 8th.
Are you ready for... They don't have a number 6. I'm pretty sure I've read... Hull KR don't have a number 6.
They must be after someone else then.
No, but they just don't. I think there's a reason why.
Have they retired the shirt?
They've retired the number, yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Who was it?
Maguire didn't wear 6.
Roger Millwood or something that...
It could, yeah.
6.
I think you might be wrong on something there. So, in terms of... But like...
So who's 7? Braley?
No, 7's Abdul.
7's Abdul.
Abdul's the nailed-on starter after how he played for London last year. And then you've got like your backline. You know what I was saying about like Ethan Ryan's not a number. Ben Crooks is number 2.
That's
Finland's
not bad.
1. Sean Kenny Dowell, Kane Lynette at 4. I don't think that's a bad
Sean Kenny Dowell's number 3.
Yeah, they're the two
So
centres.
they're going to play him in the centre.
They are two really quality centres.
They are. I think SKD on the centre rather than the wing is a good move.
And Minikin number 5. And then you got,
That's not terrible actually. I was thinking it'd be worse than that.
I'm just going through the squad just to see if there's anyone. They've got a lot of players. It's very. They've got like Kyle Trout, like Jez Litton.
Are you going to talk about Salford or shall I move on?
Where have you gone?
We've had this.
I have 8th, and I have got them 10th.
Ooh,
so I think they're going to be a big drop off, but
in danger. Or do you think they're far enough clear? The team that you think are going to get like 2 points all season in Hull KR.
No, Hull KR.
Is this a Hull working to 96 season for Hull or something?
No. I just think they'll be City. I think the bottom 2 is going to be really close, but I think Salford in 10th.
So we know Wakefield are top. Who's he got in 11th? Oh, and he's not the mic over again.
No, I'm not the pop filler over. Go on, talk.
Right, while he's busy fixing his table arrangement,
we're on to the next team, aren't we?
We are.
Which is
Toronto.
Wait.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I was just checking.
Before W.
That is true.
Do you want to sing the alphabet in your head before you get
right,
there?
Toronto.
Yes, Super League's newest foreign accessory. I think they should be safe. Really.
I've got them as safe in mind.
The thing is, this is difficult because at the moment I think the squad's poor, but I don't expect this to be the squad that lines up at
Sonny Bill Williams, though, man. Like, that guy could win you a game single-handedly.
Can he though at this age?
Ricky Latelli, man. So he's NRL quality player. He ripped up the championship last year.
But look at when Salford tried to buy Super League with Kukash at the helm and they finished like 11th.
But I just feel like they've gradually built something at Toronto. They aren't actually rushed. No, but right, all I'm saying is...
There's nothing gradual about this in the slightest.
When Toronto...
You want gradual progress. Look at West Wales Raiders. They've gone from conceding 112 to about 54. That is gradual progress.
Right, when Toronto...
Shout out to West Wales, everyone's second favourite team.
When Toronto first sort of got announced, you'd think, right, they'll eventually get the Super League and they'll buy Super League. What have you just said? Tell me what you've just said to me. You have said they have not signed that many players. So I am correct in saying that that is gradual.
But if they don't sign any more players, I think they're in real danger of going down. This prediction is based on them buying more players.
Who though? Where do they need? You don't know enough about Toronto, I don't think.
Okay.
Personally, that's just me because I just don't know.
Look at most teams' top try scorers. We've done it in the past. You're saying it's coming mostly from the wingers. We've got Matty Russell, Warrington reject.
Good player though.
Average Super League quality. Liam Kay.
Yeah.
Championship winger. Very good championship winger. But I think either he's going to have a mega season with his centre, a bit like the whole Peter Fox Super League Dream Team season, or it's going to go badly wrong and they're going to be sending everything through Matty Russell.
Yeah, but I just think they've got the experience in John Wilkins and out there, and they've got players like you got Andrew Dixon.
John Wilkins, who was starting to look a bit out of place in that St Helens squad.
He's still good though. He still can do your job.
Yeah, he looks good against the likes of Bradford.
No comment.
Against Dewsbury, Batley, Swinton, not Wigan.
We'll see. I don't think they'll go down. I don't think they'll win anything, but I just think they'll have a good solid season.
I've seen a number of reports linking it up with it. Is it Latrell Mitchell from Sydney?
Oh yeah. If they manage that,
if they pull that off, then they are definitely safe.
They're grand final winners.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, this is what I expect to happen, and I mean, not these exact players, but the sort of thing. Mitchell goes to Wolfpack. Semi Radradra returns to Rugby League with Toronto. This is the sort of calibre of player I expect one more of before the window shuts.
Definitely.
So Chris Sandow to come back, that'd be a good signing.
Yeah. What's your prediction?
Ninth.
That's exactly.
And that's based on another player coming
That's exactly the same as mine.
If this is the same squad that starts the season, they rival Hull KR for 11th, and that becomes a bottom three.
We don't know who you've got at bottom yet, do we?
No.
But I mean, I doubt it's Warrington and Wigan, that's all I'm going to say. They're the last two we've got.
I mean, you've got Wakey Top. How do you know I haven't got them in second?
I haven't got Wakey Top.
We'll find out, won't we?
Wakey next.
So you've got them first. Why do you think they're going to win the Super League?
I've got Wakefield. I'm not going to tell you yet, actually. I think Wakefield, Ben Jones-Bishop being out does hurt them, depth-wise as well. You know, I just think they've got a good team, and I just sort of think they're like...
You didn't watch them on Boxing Day, that's all I'm going to say.
They've got a good team. I don't think anyone in Super League's got a bad team. If everyone in Super League put out their best 13, it's not that different.
But then I think you've said some of the Championship clubs put out your best 13, and it's no worse.
No, exactly, yeah. I think your bottom half of Super League is good, but I just think that says more about the Championship getting better. Definitely. You've got to say that.
I think for some clubs, yes. For others, I think it's that they've maybe not recruited brilliantly.
I don't necessarily think Wakefield have. I think last season they had a real scare, I think. And I think they could have one against this year. I don't think they'll go down, just because I think they've just got that bit of an edge over Hull KR, potentially, but I think it's going to be within two.
You think it's them two?
A couple of games. Wakefield are 11 for me.
So we've both gone for the bottom two then?
The bottom two on ours are the same.
Now I've got Wakefield to face the drop, and I said this before Boxing Day, and that kind of confirms some of my scares. Now, whilst I'm going to say now, it's a pre-season friendly at the end of the day, the squad that lines up is going to be partly different. It wasn't an entire full-strength team. But there's a lot of problems in that squad. Where does Ryan Hampshire fit into this team?
Yeah.
Jacob Miller is... He's one of those Jamie Ellis-style players that's right on the cusp and just keeps hanging on to Super League for me.
Yeah.
There's a reason that he's not ever been linked with a Saints or a Wigan or even a Leeds. Because he is made better by Danny Brough, whose injury record over the past few years has been patchy, to say the least.
Yeah.
And for me, that's a part of the problem. Wakefield's depth in key areas is not good enough. Hampshire is a fine player, but where? He's like Liam Sutcliffe of Wakefield. He'll cover a few positions,
but he's never going to start.
But you don't want him as your long-term option. In fact, arguably his best position is probably full-back.
Best position is probably bench. Super sub. No, like as in like a
His
good.
best position is on the bench.
No,
Wow, at least I'm not that
But like
harsh.
filling in the gaps, and he's like his best position is if you've got him as your starting in every.
If you've got to start him, you probably want him at fullback.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But don't get me wrong, Alex Walker did well at London, and he's a young player.
He's going to take a lot of get. Well, he got used to Super League last year, but I think that sort of.
This is going to be a different
The
challenge.
expectations are different this year.
There's pressure now. He's got competition more. And
I think he'll do really well. I
don't think he's going to be part of Wakefield's problem. I think the problem's going to ultimately come from the half-backs and probably the rest of the back line. Because I look at their 2 to 5. Ben Jones-Bishop now off for an extended period
We don't
of
know
time.
when
We
he's
don't
coming.
know exactly what the problem is here.
We don't know when he's coming back. We don't know if he's coming back.
Because that's the other worry. Is this going to be a full season out?
Yeah.
Is this potentially career over? We don't know enough about what the problem is.
Which is understandable from the situation. That sounds like the
Which,
situation.
by the sounds of what's going on, it does sound like something that's not. There's a
Rugby
reason
related.
it's not widely shared with the sport.
So,
and
we'll just say as
in
well,
respect of the privacy of the club, himself and his family, I think that's right that stays private.
yeah, we'll
But
just
in the
say
meantime,
like
we've
wishing
got
all
to
the
assume
best.
he's
as well.
out for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Especially to put a statement like that out, that implies to me it's potentially season.
Yeah, definitely. So we wish him well as well, Ben.
Yeah,
Bishop,
and in
wherever
light of
he is,
everything that's happened with
Yeah.
Rob Burrow even more,
Yeah.
so it is a time when I think we really do need to. And I think again we've got the community as a whole has got behind him really well.
Oh, really well, yeah. But go on,
Let's continue through the back line then. The centres,
Tupu really well last season actually, and he has
good
played
season, but I think he relies on having a strong winger. He's a player that creates space for the man on the outside, and if we're saying that their youngster Lee Kershaw, who can I add looks about 34, is their starting winger. There was a position, Wakefield in Boxing Day, I'm going to try to describe this to you. Wakefield had 4-on-1. Kershaw got his way largely in the middle, up against the full-back for Leeds.
Which was Walker, Jack Walker.
Yeah. He had players on his outside. It was 4-on-1. He went solo, and he made a complete arse of
I feel
himself.
like you're definitely
It was
missing Wakefield.
really bad.
You're missing Wakefield's number one winger, aren't you?
Tom Johnson.
Yeah.
Yes, but the problem is I've almost accounted for him getting a long-term layoff again,
Yeah.
or at least a short-term one.
If he does that, I definitely think your position.
He'd potentially be one of my favourites for top try scorer if I knew he'd play the full season. It's like Sean Kenny Dowell. If he plays the full year, Wakefield do a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know what you meant. I knew what you meant.
But you just can't rely on that happening enough to say that, because it just could go one of two ways. And who's their other centre? Reece Lynn?
Yeah.
Still.
Riesland. Good player. To be fair, I do rate
Solid
Riesland.
player. Again, though, is he a player that's going to create a chance on his
does
own?
a back line when you keep you up like I went through Hull KR's back line?
Does a back line keep you up? I think potentially, when it comes to those crunch games, yes.
Yeah, but does it if you've got Paul Pack, which I think could be where Wakefield are missing out in that pack?
Because what have they got? They've got Fafita, good but one good prop, doesn't
Kyle Wood is a good hooker, but
for me, he's another cusp player.
and if you've got like they don't
think
have
your key
Hadley,
positions-
they don't have a Hadley now who's just a utility. They've got, I would imagine they've still got Batchelor.
The signings are very much build on depth
Cameron.
rather than quality. I think.
You've got them at 12, I've got them at 11. So it's one of them where
Wakefield, I hope I'm wrong, because I enjoy having the local rivalry in Super League.
I hope.
But I do want to see something better if you are to survive.
I really hope Matt is right, because you deserve it after £1 million game 2014. Yeah, right. So
And why is that exactly? Is this a Bradford comment?
no, I don't know. I'm speaking as a neutral person, right?
Are you really?
So the next team, Warrington.
So Wakefield aren't top, Wigan aren't top, so you're going Warrington.
How do you know Wigan are top? No,
Because you
Warrington.
said Wigan aren't top and we're on about Saints and bloody youngsters.
Warrington are top for me, just because I think they'll put everything into the season. They've got a really good sort of team. Winnip, I know he's been announced to be out for a few weeks.
It's not a great start, is it?
It's not
really?
a great start, but they've still got Blake Austin, and they've got Deck Patton who can fill in it, and then they've got Ratchford, they've got Charnley.
But then why have they signed Widdop when they don't need him?
They do.
Do you think he's the difference?
Widdop could be the difference in them winning the grand final or not. And I think they will have such a good season. I think
their problem's more in the pack than in the halves.
What are you thinking? Cooper and Chris Hill are cutting it?
I think Chris Hill is not the player he was 5 years ago. And I
can see that, but
and it's not even just that. Ben Murdoch-Masila blows hot and cold, big style. On his day, it'll be fantastic. If he's not turned up, my God, you might as well just have him sent off in minute one for the amount of difference he's going to make to your game. In fact, if anything, you'll concede less penalties if you're not on pitch.
I just think it's one of them where I think Saints are bloody youngsters. I think Warrington are going to go for it this year. They want it to be their year. And I think it could hinder.
And it says it all when it comes when that line manages to creep in so early on.
But I just think they'll go. I just think they will actually proper go for it.
If Warrington win a trophy this year, I'd say the league is probably their best shout.
Well, no, because
I don't think they're going to win the grand final.
Oh, the league leaders, you mean? I thought you were meaning the grand final. I thought the cup's probably more likely that they'd win that. But the Challenge Cup is literally a lottery, isn't it? It depends on the draw.
I don't think we're going to see one of the big three Lancashire clubs win this year.
The grand final?
I think the Challenge Cup. I think the Challenge Cup's coming back to Yorkshire.
Name the team. Bradford.
You mentioned them again.
Hunslet.
Castleford
To win the Challenge Cup.
Castleford to win the Challenge Cup. That's my prediction right now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd like them to play Leeds in final.
Huddersfield to beat Hull FC in the Challenge Cup.
But then we know my thoughts on Huddersfield, so I wasn't really going to say those. No, for me, Warrington are the third best team this year. For me,
they're going to come top. But I think that top three is going to be close, but I've sort of told you I think Saints are going to be second. So Saints fans don't we've got a better team. I know you have on paper, and I honestly have you to win the grand final.
Like you've said, you think them and Wigan, I assume, for the same sort of reason, he's going to be blooding in youngsters.
Yeah.
In that case, Warrington, I might be right, they might have the third best team. But if that's the team that's going to play for the full season, maybe they might just win the league
and you can understand why I'd have
with the third best squad.
Yeah, and then Saints and Wigan might turn it on in. But I think it gives Warrington a good chance coming first because they get the skip. In this playoff system that they've got now, being first does benefit you because you have to play less games, and it's almost like that extra week of rest, which obviously it could help. Obviously,
but it could hinder.
Saints showed last year they could just run away with league leaders and win grand finals still.
But we've seen even in the days before when it was the old top 8 system, having that week off doesn't always help.
We'll see, won't we? I think that's
the same when it gets to Challenge Cup weekends. Amazingly, sometimes the teams that have a cup fixture play better.
Yeah, because they don't have.
Because they've not had any chance
that week off. The sort, I know.
Relax a little. No, I think Warrington will be third. I think they will be a little off the top two, personally.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think they'll be closer to the group of fourth than they will to the top two.
Oh, that's fair enough. So,
which obviously means the one team left, your third, my second, is Wigan.
Yeah. I think we were going to say similar stuff. I think it's just Wigan, isn't it? So
it's Jackson Hastings' show.
Yeah, Jackson Hastings is going to run it. Even we've spoke about Bevan French, Hardacre.
But for God's sake, if there's one player listening to this podcast, Morgan Escarate, leave Wigan and go somewhere where you're actually going to get the number one shirt. You deserve better than this.
Go Hull KR, you'll get the number one shirt.
Don't go to Hull KR, you're better than that. Go back to Catalan.
Yeah, that. So for Tompkins in halves, is that what you're thinking there? Tompkins and Maloney in halves.
Yeah. Put Lange in the centres, which I think they're already on about doing anyway to accommodate for Maloney.
Yeah.
Why not? I'm inevitably missing someone that's there number 7, but who cares?
Yeah, we definitely are.
Who is that? Oh, Drinkwater. You didn't know it, okay? You'll cope on bench in a few weeks.
Honestly, I think Wigan are just going to be really good again. I just think they're going to smash it again. Come third.
Much better squad this year. I think they'll be in a good position to challenge for Old Trafford grand final success.
Yeah, definitely. I just think they've got a good team, which is sort of they haven't. I don't think
that'll be the aim for Wigan more than the league as well.
Yeah.
And I think for Saints, they've got a point to prove after Warrington beat them in the Challenge Cup last year to go for all three.
Yeah.
For Wigan, it's going to be all about that one game in October.
I can definitely see that.
And I think that's for me why I've got Saints first, Wigan second, and then grand final. Wigan.
Who's your grand final winner?
Wigan.
My grand final winner is Saints. Which thing?
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah. I'm going to go with a Saints-Wigan final.
And a quick note.
Oh, actually, I'm going to go with Saints-Leeds final. I think Leeds are going to do it.
Oh, come on, Leeds winning grand final. We all know St Helens are grand final bitches.
Saints are going to win it, I think.
If we play Saints, that's ours. It's like if we play Cass, we're coming home with trophy.
So, who's your top try scorer?
I'm going to give for this I'm going to go a couple of names again like last time when we did the predictions for best in each position or whatever you want to call that.
Like team of the decade.
That's the one. So, if these players stay fit, Tom Johnson and Sean Kenny-Dow will be up there. Even as a centre, I think SKD is going to score a lot.
Yeah.
The obvious shouts, Tommy Makinson, Josh Charnley. Yes, they're very good guesses, but it's a bit boring to just shout one of
they're
those
two
names.
on my list as well.
I want to come up with something that's a bit more interesting. We've each said Leeds are going to improve this year, but they still have a winger crisis. And at the moment, based on what we're playing in Womp, it looks like we're playing Newman on the other wing, so Briscoe's back, and Sutcliffe in the centre.
Yeah, but with Reece Evans now, that could potentially...
That could change. That could be Newman and
I'll
Evans.
be interested to see how Evans goes for you tomorrow, actually.
Do we think he's playing?
He's in the squad.
Do we think he'll start though?
No, he's on. I think he'll be on the bench, but he'll get a bit of game time. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Reece Evans threads the ball through to Kevin Sinfield, who kicks it for Danny Maguire.
Taken out by Robin at the ball.
I'll tell you what that sounds like. It sounds like we've just scored an intercept try against Warrington in 2013. But no, because I think ultimately a lot of Leeds' attack is going to come down the Conrad Harrell-Ash Hanley side.
Yeah.
Do you know what? He came one off last year. Sorry, Niall Evans, you're not the man I'm picking. Ash Hanley to be top try scorer this year.
I can respect that. I'm going to go with a player it's his testimonial year. I think he's
I know exactly who you're going for already.
And I think I've said this team's going to upset a few people and sort of not upset a few people. That sounds a bit. That's just not what I meant at all. But like they're going to do better than expected.
Well, no, I think it is an upset because
an upset, but it's not. They're not upsetting people, though, are they? They're not.
I mean, they might be if they relegate a club.
But it's like I think
if they win on last day and send Berkey or OKR down, they've definitely upset a lot of people.
Jermaine McGilvray, I think he's got something to prove. I think he's dropped off in Super League since the World Cup, and I think he knows that, and I think he's going to just go out there and absolutely be back to the best Jerry we've seen. I think he's going to smash it. I think it's going to be close with I've said
Chandler's going to be up games. There. Jermaine McGilvray is a prime example of
he'll win you. He could win you a game. Him and Caesar, that little kick to Caesar chips to the corner, Challenge Cup final. McGilvray.
This is Callum going for the job on Sky Sports. Yeah, that was terrible. Can you imagine us two commentating on a rugby league game? Especially if it's championship, the random Featherstone number 6 that looks a bit like some scrawny player of Super League because I don't know who he is.
I know him though. I'd fill you in on that. We would be good at
You'd be like Featherstone number 6. Oh, it's Dane the Snake Chisholm or whatever. Does he wear number 6?
No, he's number 7.
Oh, I knew you were a Featherstone half. That's pretty impressive for me.
I can't pick their number 6 off something.
I'm impressed with that and you got a right half back.
That's a
I'm chuffed with that.
So we've got the grand final.
You've not done your top try scorer yet.
I said McGilvray.
You need to come up with some other name.
Oh, some other name. Oh, well, I've already Nguama. I think will be up there as well. And I've said Makinson, Charnley.
We're assuming Regan Grace will be there. We're just not.
Oh yeah, Regan Grace in and around there.
I don't want to be accused of forgetting
you give it Hanley. I think Hanley will be up there. I think Reece Evans will be up there.
Really?
No, I'm joking. Fanua will be up there probably. Now Logo, if he gets some games.
All right, just naming every winger in Super League. Right, so somebody according to it. At least I came with a bit more concisely.
Blake Austin.
Also, unrelated point regarding Jermaine McGilvray. This is the first time anyone actually have a testimonial shirt for a number of years now.
Yeah.
Why has that stopped being a fashion? I like the testimonial shirts. I've got a right collection of these stuffed in drawers.
We need to get some shirts actually in the background.
If we get a more permanent filming location,
like a permanent room, we'll definitely be able to do that. Because I've got some retro Bradford kits as well.
I'll get my squad signed JJB standing style shirt out.
Oh, here we go.
That's very fitting as well. It's his game tomorrow.
It is. You'll be wearing it, won't you?
No, because unfortunately it's a bit too big.
Are we on to trivia now?
We're on to trivia.
We're on to trivia. We've got 6 trivia questions.
Now we did say last time you were going to create a little cut scene for this bit, so this is where to find out if you've done your job.
I'm going to create a little
insert
jingle.
Callum's probably non-existent cut scene now.
A few questions.
Questions! 3, 2, good luck, 1.
So, welcome back to the trivia section. If not, we look at a complete set of twats and it's entirely his fault.
Not PG this.
With this stab, this is
right. You go. I want you to give me one thing. We'll go with the quick
we're
facts.
going quick fire first.
Quick facts.
Alright.
A quick fact.
I'm quite happy with this and I think you'll struggle. Who is the only player to play in state of origin and whose international allegiance is exclusively with England?
Chris Harrington.
He's got it.
I guess I
got it.
Oh, that is sick. I'm so happy with myself. Right, mine's just...
I'm quite impressed you got that.
So I'm not gonna lie. Right, who won the 2011 Man of Steel?
Frankie Chase.
You've smashed that, to be fair. I'll give you that. I thought there were a few names that were going to come out first, but...
No, I knew that straight away.
Fair play to you.
Do you know why I know that one? Because I nearly set you a question last week of name the 2011 Super League Dream Team.
Oh.
So that was fresh in my mind, that one.
I was looking through, I'm like, I'll go 2011 because it's Randy Chase. I thought other one like 2012 or Tompkins, so I'm not...
Oh, no, I probably wouldn't have said Tompkins for that, actually.
Yeah, but you'd have got to it eventually, wouldn't you? I thought Chase, you might be a bit off.
I mean, I might have done it. You and forgot his existence.
Right, are we going with the match now? Or the match or the top 10 that you've got?
Alright, yeah, we'll go for the what happened in this thing, however we're doing it.
Yeah.
Who's going first?
You're going first, you go.
Alright, so I want you to name me the 10 players that have made more than 5 appearances in the Super League Dream Team.
The 10 players that made more than 5 appearances.
So 5 or more, sorry.
Jamie Peacock.
Yes.
Kevin Sinfield.
No.
Danny Maguire.
No.
Rob Burrow.
No.
Callum Watkins.
No.
Right, Ryan Hall.
No.
No way, it's not Ryan Hall. What?
There's 3 players in this that have played for Leeds. One of them is Jamie Peacock that you've got with 11.
Adrian Morley.
No.
Jamie Jones Buchanan. Am I missing someone over here?
Yes.
I've said
Think very early Super League. Who's been around since the very start of Super League that doesn't play anymore? And I mean, I know that's quite a broad
Wait, is
selection.
McGilvray on there?
No.
Are these really old players?
Some of them. I'd expect out of this.
Tompkins.
Yes.
How's Tompkins got it really? If you think about it, Tompkins hasn't been in Super League. Because he went to NRL.
But you got to he'll have been in 2011.
2011, 2012.
12, definitely, if you were managed.
Probably
Probably 10 as a halfback.
Yeah.
That's 3 right there.
Yeah, but like compared with someone like Danny Maguire, you would expect pulling. Well, I guess Maguire turned it on in playoffs, didn't he? He don't do it in.
Yeah, I mean he's probably
in them years.
Maguire's probably had like 4.
Yeah,
probably
probably.
not far
Yeah,
off.
yeah. So
Right, so you're missing 2 from Leeds. I think easily there's 1,
Scott
2,
Donald,
3, no, 4 of these you should definitely get.
Keith Senior.
Yes,
Is
that's
that
the one from the early years.
Is it one from fairly recent from Leeds?
I mean, not recent at Leeds, but he's still playing. We've spoke about him once already this podcast.
I'll go back to that. It'll come in weird. Was that Zach Hardacre?
No,
That is a good guess compared
that's
to.
not a bad guess, to be fair.
Give me.
He's still right. The year is 2030, and this guy's still signed another 1-year contract extension.
Gareth Ellis.
Yeah.
Ah, right. Yeah. Right. So how many do I need now? Like 4 or 5.
So far you've got Ellis, Peacock,
Senior.
Senior and Tompkins.
So I need 6.
One of these is really obvious.
Ben West. No, it's not.
And he
Ben
walked
Westwood.
into both of our team of the decades without even any thought.
James Roby. Lomax.
No. Now the other one actually walked into team of the decade with no thought. He wasn't the one I was meaning.
Oh, but Roby's on there.
Roby is on there, but who did we think of straight away without even needing to think? In fact, we almost had to think of honourable mentions.
So it could have been that one of the halves, but one half wasn't.
We were
that
swimming
good.
with halfbacks.
Yeah. A winger. Well, it's not Ryan Hall, McGilvray, so it's Callum Watkins.
No, he's been in the Super League Dream Team 7 times, a joint second highest.
Who? Bateman.
Yeah. Has he even spent 7 years in Super
He has.
League?
It was since like 2010 for Bradford. He left last year, so he has.
To be fair, yeah, he probably has done enough, but
It's not Whitehead.
you're missing a really obvious name.
I'm trying to go through my team a decade. Give me the position.
No, because then it's too obvious.
Sean O'Loughlin.
Yeah. I was going to say we'll come back to it later because he might not be injured by then, but
I know. Right.
you got there. Now you're into a bit more older years stuff. I'd expect you should get 2 of these.
How many
names.
is there?
There's 4 more to go. One of them, former
the
coach
position.
of his former club, Hooker, I think.
Kieran Cunningham. Sean Long.
No, but good
Liam
guess.
Price.
No.
I'm going on that sort of.
One of
Aidy
Wigan's,
Gardner.
No, one of Wigan's assistant coaches, not Paul Deacon, the other one.
Oh, that's not helpful.
Quite outspoken at times. Has a name that sounds a bit Polish.
Oh, Radlinski.
Yeah.
2 more.
2 more.
Are any of them ever played for Bradford?
No. Legend of Super League. Family members currently in the Cherry and White. Also known as that ginger fella. That's now starting to lose his hair.
That's not really helped.
Think of the Wigan second rower. That got in my team. Of the
Andy
decade.
Farrell. Andy
Yeah.
Farrell.
One more.
Who's he played for?
Wigan, despite being born in Leeds.
McLaurin.
I don't know if you'll get this because it's 92 to 2000 he played. This might be a bit too
Give me
before.
position.
Fullback/wing. I know him more as a winger.
Ellery Antley. Someone like
No,
that.
That's not a bad guess. Jason Robinson.
Oh, yeah, that's a player. You know when you think of a player but you can't get the
that's
name
the
out.
one I kind of thought you might not get.
Yeah,
because
I
that's
don't-
a bit too before.
I don't think I did too bad.
I do. Like at least the others, like Farrell's obviously a legend.
Yeah, that's true.
Obviously, Relinski's the Wigan coach. Cunningham's recently left Saints. That was the one looking at there. I thought you're probably not.
I'm
gonna
just
get.
waiting for my internet thing to load up with the. Because I should have screenshotted.
Technical difficulty.
Not technical.
4 hours later.
Right, anyway, I'm just going to. Before it loads, basically, this has got a bit back. Our bottom 2s.
This is such a long podcast, by the way. Thanks for sticking with us for over an hour now.
Right, it's loaded up now. Our bottom 2s were Hooker and Wakefield. They were our bottom 2s for us both. So, I'm pretty sure it's the last time they faced each other. That's Sunday, the 18th of August at 3 p.m.
God.
Wakefield beat Hooker 38-10.
Well, that's a good result from well done, Wakefield.
I want to know every single try scorer and point scorer. I want to know who kicked the goals. A player kicked the goals for each. So, it's like 1 for each. So, there's only 2 players in it.
Right, so Hull KR's kicker, I'd imagine, is Ryan Shaw.
Yeah.
Did he score a try as well?
Did he score a try? Actually, did I say Wakefield beat Hull KR?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know why in my head I thought I said it wrong round. So yeah,
I mean, if
Shaw,
he scored 10 points, someone scored a try.
Shaw for Hull KR kicked 2 goals. Or 1 goal actually, sorry.
Right, so he didn't score a try.
No.
Right, I'll start with Hull KR, see what we can get from there.
I don't know if he'll get him from
Adam
Hull KR.
Quinlan.
No.
The fact you just said I don't know if he'll get him makes me think they're not backs.
No, there is a winger. There's a winger / centre and then a prop who you should know quite well.
So, Ben Crooks.
Ben Cooks is the winger.
Centre.
Yeah.
Prop I should know quite well. Probably ex-Leeds then.
Pretty obvious.
Araki?
No.
Clarkson?
No.
Let's say, why
I thought you'd have got this quite quickly actually. Plus you hadn't even said like Mulhern, who I'd have said ex-Leeds, why I'd have said
I
Mulhern.
forgot he was old. Yeah.
He's just starting from. Chris Clarkson wasn't even at OKR last season. I don't know why you've said him.
Where was he?
At Cass, wasn't
Oh God, yeah, he's a really
he?
few.
Prop forward, big prop forward.
Well, the only name in my mind is Mossy Masoi.
Big prop forward, played for Leeds. He only signed for OKR last season.
Oh, Garber.
Yeah. Right, so you've got that's OKR.
So, Wakefield, Ryan Hampshire.
No. Oh, yes. Scored two twice. He scored 2
Danny
tries.
Brough as a kicker.
Yeah, Danny Brough as kicker, no try scorer. You're missing.
Ben Jones Bishop.
Yeah, you're missing 3 try scorers now. One of them scored twice.
Riesling.
No, one of them. Well, we've spoken about all of this. 2 scored 1.
Tom Johnson.
No.
Probably injured.
We spoke about both of these. Briefly, I said something
Fafita.
about one briefly, and you said you went in on this player, and he scored twice.
Jacob Miller.
Yeah, he scored twice. You're missing one more.
Arona.
No, I said, he's good in this position. He's a good player for this position.
Well, that's Hampshire on bench, but that's probably not the answer.
I just went, what about? I think the pack lets him down, and I went, this player. They've got
Kyle Wood.
Yeah, Kyle Wood.
Fair enough.
There you go.
That wasn't too
I thought
bad.
that was sort of like one where you'll probably get it, but you'll be like,
yeah, you got to think about it.
Yeah, because there's quite a few try scorers. Right, so you're on.
So now we're on to our players. So you probably caught this the other episode. 3 clues about a particular player.
Yeah, and we've got to
They're supposed to get easier, but in reality, it can just sometimes make you more confused.
Yeah, so I'll let you start with this.
Okay, how mean do I want to go? Alright, this is quite topical. I've played with Harrison Hansen,
Oh God.
Rhys Evans, and Craig Hall.
So Harrison Hansen, you're looking at Wigan, Widnes, and Lee. Wigan, Widnes, Lee, and I'm assuming we're not including Toulouse since he hasn't played there yet. Can you confirm that? Yes. So he hasn't played.
No 2020 squads have been accounted
so
for.
it's either Lee, unless he's played with him at Exiles potentially.
Oh, that would be snaky.
That'd be really good actually.
I didn't think of that. That's a really good
So
one. I'm going to do that.
So
next
it's not
week.
that. And
I'm going to keep that in mind.
Harrison Hansen's played like 2 games for New Zealand, I think, or Samoa actually. It might be. So it's not. I don't think it's through that. So Wigan. So who was the other player? Craig Hall, which could be Lee. Same as Hansen. Could be a Lee player. Who's the other player?
Rhys Evans.
Who's also played at Lee. So I'm starting to get a bit.
There's a potential that this player though has never played for Lee.
Yeah,
I'm not going to confirm or deny that.
Ryan Briley.
No. I was the first player in Rugby League, potentially sporting history, to avoid suspension for failing to provide a drug test when asked.
Now that definitely sounds like a Lee player.
I'll tell you what, this actually didn't happen while at Lee.
So it is a Lee player though?
Potentially, potentially not.
So I've got to think of a Lee player that you'll know.
Well, that could be quite a lot of them. And he might not have even played at Lee. Or I might not know him from Lee.
That is true. Fui Moi.
No.
I think that's a good guess.
I have played in each of England's professional leagues. Well,
that would have been Fui Moi.
By that, I'm considering Super League, Championship, Champion 1. I appreciate there's not really any professional clubs in that.
So it's like the top 3 leagues.
I've played in each of England's top 3 leagues, winning titles in 2 of them.
He hasn't won League One, I don't feel. So he's won the Championship with Lee, and he's won Super League with.
I'll tell you now, he's not won the Championship with Lee.
He's won it with Toronto. Because who else has won it? OKR.
Which would fit with Craig Hall.
Oh, you bastard. You're not better.
It might not even be Craig Hall. Okay, I'm just going to confuse you now.
It could be OKR. It could be Craig Hall anywhere. In Toronto. Back
Craig Hall.
They're all linked. It's all the same 3 clubs. It could be any player. You just pick the dodgy group of players who've played for like every team in Super League.
Yeah.
So he's won the Championship. He won't have won League One, I don't think. He'll probably play in League One on loan, I would imagine.
Right.
I guess now I'm just guessing multiple players because that's all the clues I'm getting in it.
Yeah, that's all.
You can keep giving me more clues, I guess.
Tell me when you want more clues and you forgo.
He could have won Championship easily with Toronto, and then he'd have played with Craig Hall if he's a long player who's played in. Wait. Who were the other players who he said he's played with? Harrison
Hansen and Rhys Evans.
But Harrison. See, it has to be someone who's played at League that year because he won't play. I don't think he'll play with one, but he has to have won the league recently, in my mind. He won't win it. It's no Saints player I can think has crossed over who won it year before Wigan.
I mean, you say this, the likes of Danny Richardson and James Bentley have played on loan at Lee.
And they've played for like Bradford. I have played Bradford with Rhys Evans and Bentley, but like James Bentley actually would be a really good guess, I think.
Yeah, but it's not right, otherwise I would have just told you the answer. I'm just trying to put more seeds of doubt into the dual reg theme.
I'm actually so unsure because the winning Super League's thrown me off.
Have a stab at a name.
Wait, I need to think of a player who's won it. No one's won it with Warrington, so it can't be that linked to Rhys Evans. Hull KR have never won the league, so it's not. I'm going to say is someone who's won the league with won the championship with Toronto last season.
Okay.
Played at Lee, but has won the league.
Okay.
But has to have played at Lee recently and then joined them, which makes it. This is so dodgy.
This is difficult. This.
It is a hard one.
This is a hard. I did deliberately pick quite a nasty one. I'll be honest.
I'm gonna say Dabby Tickle then.
Is that what you're going with, even though it's wrong, just to get some more clues?
Who's played for like?
I'm not going to give you more clues until you've given an answer.
Wait. No, it's not that player. I'm just gonna go with. I can't even think of a name. Jared Samet. It's not Jared Samet.
No, it's not.
But I'm just saying.
He has not. The league he hasn't won is the championship.
It definitely. This could be Furi more. Wait.
It's not Furi Moi Moi. He's not failed. He's not provided a drugs test. And he's where's?
He's won League One.
He's won League One.
In a year where is it a year that you'd get like? Is it because Bradford? If it is a Bradford player, you think Bradford did not win League One, so don't give me none of that.
It's not a Bradford player.
Alright, that's good. Who did you? Can you give me a clue of who he won League One with?
Toronto.
Oh, that's so obvious as well. Why did I not think of that? So he's someone who's played for Mickey Hyam.
No, his Super League title came with Leeds.
Oh, this is easy actually. This is going to be quite easy actually.
Now you say it.
Who won it with Leeds? There's some people at home who are just ripping their hair out at this.
I'm ripping my hair out at this.
Position.
What Leeds player is going to have potentially failed a drugs test? There's only one player it could be.
I know who it is as well. It's Ryan Bailey.
It is Ryan Bailey.
Oh, he did play at Lee as well.
Yeah, he did. He played with them all at Lee.
Did he win the league with Toronto that year as well?
Yes.
Oh, that is a tough one because I don't think of him in a Toronto. I think of him in
because it was that off season where him and the others got sacked.
Yeah. Right. I'm getting
that was brilliant.
So my player he has played with 3 players he's played with are Craig Kobchak.
Oh God, he's been everywhere.
Wait, I have to think. Craig. Right.
Wakefield, Huddersfield, Bradford.
I'm trying to think. I need to think now because I can't think of the other player that I had in my head.
So he's played with Craig Kobchak, brilliant. So are probably about 200 players. Are we talking under 8s level here?
He's played with Craig Kobchak. Wait, who was the other player I was going to say? He's played with Craig Kobchak, Chris Wellham, and Reece Hambury.
Right, Wellham could be the Bradford link. Hambury, you've either snaked me and it's somewhere down under, which I won't put past you.
No, it's
or
not.
his Widnes. But then is anyone that's played with Craig Kobchak really going to play down under much? I'm going to say it's UK and Widnes.
As anyone who's played with Kobchak going to play down under? Whitehead, Bateman, all 3 Burgess brothers who all played with Kobchak at Bradford.
That links to Hambury though.
No, yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Alright, I'm still thinking things in my head that maybe don't. Kobchak, Hambury, and who was the other one?
Chris Wellham.
Wellham. I don't want to get too hung up on Bradford though, because it could be Huddersfield to Salford. It might be like the whole Harrison Hansen ignore Wigan thing, or Bailey's 2 month at Lee or whatever.
I wouldn't say it is like that though.
Kobchak could be Wakefield even.
Come on, give me a name.
So let me think of this Widnes team that got promoted.
Got promoted?
Well, got given the licence.
Oh, we're talking like a while ago.
We're talking 2012, which is Hambury. I'm thinking the first few years of Widnes. When they signed literally everyone. Kobchak, ticks Kobchak, ticks Hambury. Does he tick what's his face?
Wellham?
Yeah.
Just give me the guess and we'll see.
No, I don't think he does.
Yeah, but might as well guess it.
I was going to say Patrick Arvan, but he's not played with Chris Wellham.
When's he played with Kobchak? Oh, Bradford.
Bradford.
That's a good link, actually. And he didn't play at Bradford with Wellham, though.
No, I was going to say, he'd gone... Wellham was not that long ago at Bradford.
Well, he was like 2015, 2016 sort of time with Wellham.
And Arvan's never played for Kingston or Salford.
Mm.
No, I'm going to take a next clue. I can't think of another good guess for that.
This is actually probably not going to help me that much. I made my debut in 2009, 2010 sort of time for Bradford.
Alright, so it's come through Bradford's youth. So we are probably talking around the John Bateman intake, that sort of age.
Yeah.
Lee Gaskell wasn't a Bradford debutant, I don't think. I think he came through Saints.
He was playing in grand final against you around that time.
Yes, and 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I didn't think he'd come through Bradford and got poached. Otherwise, that could have been the link to Huddersfield.
Yeah.
Maybe Kopchak's at Huddersfield then, if all your clues are centres around Bradford. And a load of players did join Huddersfield from Bradford.
That's actually a good way of thinking. There's one player that you could...
There's
he
probably
hasn't played with Hanbury. Yeah, link it like that. But I'm not going to give any
probably
clues.
ended up... Could have played with Wellham at Bradford that year. And then Bradford signed from Widnes. Again, I don't know if this is right, but I'm going to take a stab at it. Epelahami Lowaki.
No. That is a good guess, though.
For God's sake.
My final guess is I recently got promoted to Super League with Toronto.
Oh, God. So now that's making...
Come on, we're on an hour 15 here, pal. Come on.
Well, this is from you taking ages to get Ryan Bailey.
Yeah, well, you're not doing any better, are you?
So now I'm thinking potential Wellham link at Salford or Hull KR. So who's come up from Toronto that's of note this year? Probably quite a few players, I'm not even remembering.
So what clubs do you think this player's played for? Because obviously he's come up through Bradford.
I'm thinking you've maybe ticked off Kopchak at Bradford, but perhaps elsewhere as well.
Right, well, you can think he is definitely ticked off Kopchak at Bradford if you think of the time when Kopchak were there at the same time as him then, wasn't it? And then think of the other player that I've said that's only ever played for one Super League team.
So, by that logic, you're talking Widnes. So he's going to go on Bradford to Widnes.
He has gone Bradford to Widnes, to Toronto, that's a clue.
Is that
They're the only three. Well, he's played on dual reg at Dewsbury for Bradford, like in 2012, one game or something.
Right, so where's he met Chris Wellham?
Think about it. Which of them teams has Chris Wellham played for?
Bradford.
Well, there you go then. Just get the player now. You've got the career path.
So he's gone from Widnes back to Bradford.
He played at Bradford 2009 to 20.
Or has he gone on from Toronto on dual reg?
From who? Or to...
Sorry, played for Bradford alongside Wellham from Toronto.
No, because Toronto won about them. That's a couple of years before Toronto, when he left Bradford.
I have no idea.
He left Bradford after he won the Championship Shield. So before the year went out to shit. Oh,
bloody hell. This is when no one cared about
But
Bradford
he played,
as well.
and he left Widnes for Toronto when Widnes got relegated. He's a forward.
Yeah, but this makes me try and remember a squad that got relegated years ago that I didn't really care about.
He played second row a lot for Bradford, but at Widnes he did play. He built up a bit. He played a bit of prop, and he plays sort of like he plays a bit prop second row loose forward.
The only Widnes prop I can think of is Ben Chuffing Cross, and it's definitely not him.
I'll tell you his first name, Tom.
Oh, bloody hell.
You know it, don't you?
Alberson.
Tom Alberson.
Did he link up at Huddersfield at one point?
No, he didn't. That's his three teams he's played for. Bradford.
I did not know he'd gone to Toronto.
Yeah, well, he only played there last year, so that was a tough one because I said you don't know Toronto squad, didn't I? Yeah. And that's caught you out there, hasn't it?
It's a bit like Ryan Bailey, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think that was quite good, actually.
I think we both had quite difficult ones.
There were definitely some people at home who knew to guess like Tom Alberson off at first three players, definitely. If you did, let us know down below how quickly you actually got it and
Please don't cheat. If anyone that knows Ryan Bailey, I mean,
you've got something wrong with you if you do.
To be fair,
them three players that you give me.
To be fair, though, if we knew there was a Lee link and we talk about failing a drugs test, that probably doesn't narrow it down very much.
Yeah, that's why I said that sounds like Lee. That could be Gareth Hawke. That could be anyone who's ever played for Lee.
Yeah, but he definitely got banned.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I didn't guess that. But anyway, I think that's it for episode 6.
I think that probably does need to be it because we've got
Yeah,
an hour 16.
It's the big.
We're getting longer.
It's a big Super League prediction podcast.
It is.
That's why. So
yeah, we'll just title it the big one. So
yeah.
that everyone knows.
So what we're going to have as well, I'll just let you know, on the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe because we're going to do some Championship and League One sort of predictors in there, and we're also going to be we're going to show you us choosing our Super League dream teams, like the fantasy rugby sort of thing.
This
and then
can only go well. I've not done it for years.
And we're going to sort of get a fan league going as well. So every week we'll sort of shout.
We've already shared this round. You've probably seen it by the time this goes out.
Yeah, but just make sure you're checking out.
This is being recorded on the 11th of Jan, and as of yet, Dream Team isn't live.
We've got the plans set in for start of season. By the time this goes out, you've probably seen them plans sort of starting to roll out.
Hopefully.
But make sure if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out the videos that are probably already up there. If not, they'll be coming up there very soon.
Yeah, we're planning on getting those going around season start. This is going to be the week before round 1, so you might be a couple on there.
The next podcast you're going to hear from us is going to be reviewing the first round of fixtures.
Which is ironically going to be recorded about 3 weeks before the season starts.
No.
So
we're going to sort it out.
We'll find something to do.
We know now that it's like we're sort of like 2 weeks ahead now, but when the season's in, we're going to be like up to date, aren't we? We aim to get weekly up to date podcasts. But
that's the plan.
Yeah. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you all next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.